VC, what's going on? Welcome back. This is Hubtunes. I am Mike, and it is that time of year. I see you guys are all putting out your favorite video or your favorite albums of the year and favorite reissues and favorite box sets, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I like this time of year. Actually, I like doing the recap and stuff. It's kind of fun. I didn't get to do it last year because I didn't come into the vinyl community until March, but I did do a recap in March of 2020. So, so I think I'm going to do a recap of my favorite new releases of 2021. You guys know I'm big into new artists and discovering them. Obviously, I do my live concert review series. I see a lot of live bands, a lot of people have never heard of, a lot of people I've never heard of. Love doing it. Love going to see music and discovering new bands. So, so I got 21 new releases. I actually cut it down because I had about 26, and then I was like, no, that's too many. I don't need to do 26. So I cut it down to 21 of my favorite new releases of 2021. There are actually, I usually don't put jazz in these, but there were a couple of really impressive jazz releases that kind of caught people by surprise. So I did throw in a couple of jazz releases. And there's a couple of releases from some older bands and a lot of new artists and a lot of new artists that I just discovered. So some pretty cool stuff. So let's get it going. 21 of my favorite records released in 2021. So these are in no order. I kind of divided them in bottom 10, top 10. So the ones at the end are my favorites. But this is definitely not a ranking video. I hate ranking videos because the comments always get ugly. So just my personal favorite records. So first up, Garbage released a new album. This is called No Gods, No Master. It is a good record. It's on white vinyl. Is it classic Garbage? You know, I don't know if it kind of lives up to their earlier stuff, but it's a fun record, and it's got some great, there we go, cool inner sleeve or inner gatefold on white vinyl. I enjoy it. I thought when it came out, I couldn't stop playing it. I thought it's really good. Does it, like I said, it does not hold up to like their first 4 records, but good to have them back. I love Shirley Manson. I think she's got a great voice, and she's a really cool lady. So Garbage, new album. I'm gonna put these over here because I have quite a pile. Next up was this band. It's called Villagers. This is their album Fever Dreams. I like Villagers. I really like their first 2 albums. They're folky, kind of like a dream pop almost. Very folky, very soothing vocals. This is a pretty cool packaging. I'm not going to take it all out because it's kind of it goes into like many different. It's got like different. I'm not going to take it all out, but it's really interesting packaging. It folds out and pulls apart and all that stuff. It comes with a 45, and I believe it's on yellow. Yeah, and that's on yellow. A really kind of, I mean, if you like Dead Can Dance or maybe Cockatoo Twins, if you like bands like that, you would probably really like Villagers. I recommend them. Their first 2 albums, maybe a little bit more than this, but this is accessible and very cool. This is the first of 2 jazz records that are on the list. This one caught me by surprise. You've seen my concert review series on this, the Pat Metheny Side Eye Project. This is a live recording in New York City with a new trio that he has, and it is wonderful. It is the classic Pat Metheny sound, but with a trio, and he's found a rock drummer to play with him, and this kid is great. Really solid release from Pat Metheny. It's on double vinyl. Just if you like Pat Metheny, don't sleep on this. This is a great record. Highly, highly recommend it. Another one. This probably shouldn't be should probably be in the top 10, but it's not. This is Nick Waterhouse. This is Promenade Blue. This is a really cool record by this guy. I prefer his previous record. It's just a self-titled. It's a little more guitar oriented, and I kind of just gravitate towards that. This is a really cool record too, though. He's a great guy. Kind of just a little bit of that Chris Isaak kind of feel to him. Just a 50s twang. Not really twang, but I don't know. It's just kind of got a 50s feel to it. It's really, really cool. I like him a lot. Going to see him in concert in April, and really, really looking forward to seeing him. I saw him once many years ago. I was talking to somebody on Instagram about this. They had seen him at a street festival here in Chicago, and I think I saw him at that street festival also. But I've never seen him indoors in a club, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you like that 50s, 60s surf kind of vibe, you would definitely like Nick Waterhouse. Check him out. And also check out his album. It's just self-titled. I've shown it in many videos before. It's excellent. Now for something completely different. You guys probably knew this was coming. This is Gary Newman's Intruder. Double record. Not my favorite of his last three. I prefer Splinter and Savage better, but this kind of goes along the same vein as those two records. If you like those, you'll probably like this. It's that industrial 9 Inch Nails. We call it 9 Inch Newman. Kind of that along the same lines. This is a terrific record about climate change and global warming and how we are absolutely abusing the planet we live on. So timely and poignant. This is the double gold. It's also autographed. This is the double gold variant. It also came on red and I think silver. And that's the gold. I like gold. I know Michael 45 RPM was saying he doesn't like gold variant, but actually gold variant is probably one of my favorites. I kind of like gold. I mean, if I'm going to get colored vinyl, which I don't need, but Gary Newman, Intruder, his new album. Next up was Sleeter Kinney. This is Path of Wellness. This is kind of a little bit of a return to form after their St. Vincent produced album. A lot of people poo-pooed the, what was the name of that? The Center Won't Hold. I thought that album was spectacular. I absolutely love St. Vincent, and I love what the girls did with her. This is, they've ditched St. Vincent for this one, and they've gone back to producing their own music. So this is self-produced, and it's a little bit more back to what Sleeter Kinney was, just kind of the hard rock outfit that they've been in the past. Is it a full-blown, we're going to go back retro to our first couple albums? No. They definitely learned a lot from St. Vincent, and you can still hear her influence on this record, but they really kind of made this one their own. I like it. Sleeter Kinney. In fact, I haven't listened to that for a while. I think I'm going to play that tonight. This is a band that I just kind of stumbled upon. I was going over a website that Mazzy had suggested because I was looking for a certain record through Room Gramophone, and I stumbled across this, and I ended up buying it, and it's pretty cool. This is a band out of Minnesota. This is called Magic Castles. This is Sun Rain. They are a folky psych band. This is also on gold. They're kind of a folky psych band. I would say I would compare a lot of the songs remind me of the Byrds. So if you like that kind of Byrds, Crosby, Stills and Nash kind of, this is just like that. A little more psychedelic than Crosby, Stills and Nash, but a lot of good harmonies and really interesting band. I don't know anything else about them except they're from Minnesota. I think Minneapolis. Pretty cool band. This is Magic Castles. Let's see. This one caught people by surprise also. This is the other jazz release that is on the list. This is Pharoah Sanders, Floating Points and Pharoah Sanders with the London Symphony Orchestra. This is quite a piece of work. This caught me by surprise. I think it caught everybody by surprise. I'm not a huge Pharoah Sanders fan. He gets a little too out there for me. I'm a little too free, his playing, and but I saw this and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up, and yeah, it is wonderful. It's Pharoah Sanders is Floating Points is I guess you'd call it a DJ, and it's really really cool. It's two parts, side one and side two, and it is each movement. There's two movements, one on each side, and it's really really interesting. Is it for everybody? Probably not, but really pretty music. I recommend this. Even if you're not a jazz fan, I wouldn't even call this jazz. This is something all on its own. It's really cool. Highly recommend that. Next up, this is one of my favorite releases of the year. We're about halfway through. This is a band called Tindersticks. They have quite a few albums out. I would say they probably have 8 to 10 records out. They've been around a while. This is called Distractions. His vocals, it's very minimalist. Some points, I don't want to say spoken word because that'll scare people off, but it's slow and it's very minimal and very sparse. His voice style, his vocals remind me a little bit of Matt Berringer from The National. I can see a comparison there, but the band is completely different. They're very, like I said, very minimal, very sparse. His vocals are right out in front. The band is more behind him, and it's really really interesting. You could even start with this. This is very accessible. Some of their other ones are pretty out there, but this is really interesting music. I highly recommend this on blue vinyl. This is Tindersticks. A band that this came out early in the year. I haven't listened to this since summer. This is a band called Goat Girl. I think did I do a concert review on them? I saw them in concert. When did I see them? Maybe it was 2 years ago. Anyway, Goat Girl. This is On All Fours. This is kind of a punky alternative rock album. Highly recommend this. It's 4 girls, and these girls rock. Really interesting stuff. I wouldn't say full blown punk, but kind of like a punk alternative band. Really cool, interesting stuff. They have one other album. I prefer the other album over. No, actually, this one. I like this one. This one's probably better than the first one, but they're both really really good. I think the first one is just called Goat Girl. So definitely check them out. Hopefully they should be releasing maybe some new music soon. Check them out. Next one, this one is making a lot of people's year-end list. This is Daddy's Home by St. Vincent. I absolutely adore St. Vincent. I've had the pleasure of seeing her in concert several times. I just think she is the best thing going. She is so creative and she takes so many chances, and this album is no exception. She incorporate, she had such a big hit with the last 2 albums, and now she takes that sound and totally rearranges it and gives it a kind of a 70s Philadelphia soul sound that just runs throughout the whole album. And it is absolutely terrific, and she is just something else. I love her different characters that she plays with each album and each tour. I did not see this tour, unfortunately. Don't know how much of a tour there was. I know she did tour, or she's about to tour. I did not see it. Actually, I think she toured over the summer, and she was at an outdoor pavilion here in Chicago, and I have no desire to see a show outdoors at a pavilion like that. So, yep, this is Daddy's Home. St. Vincent, probably just one of the hottest artists going today. This is the new album from one of my favorite artists. This is In Plain Sight by Neil Francis. Check out this artwork. Great artwork. It's on the baby blue. I think that's that Coke bottle blue, or Coke bottle, whatever they call it. This is his second album. His first album is one of my favorite albums. I just absolutely love it. His first album has like a 70s soul sound to it. This has that, but he's expanded it and made just layers and layers of music. This is great, and his band on here is phenomenal. I like his vocals. He's kind of got like a blue-eyed soul sound to him, and this just weaves in and out. The songs are just phenomenal, and I highly recommend this if you want to check out a new up-and-coming artist. Neil Francis. He's also from Chicago. He's a piano player. We've been seeing him here in Chicago for years, and we never could understand why he never made any he never released an album. You'd buy the cassette or the burnt CD, the CD at his merch tables and stuff. But yeah, then he finally released his album. His debut album is called Changes, which I've shown on this channel many times. Wonderful album, and this sophomore effort is highly recommended. Great stuff. This is a newer one that I just picked up a couple weeks ago. I showed this in one of my new Vinyl Finds videos. This is Dave Gahan and Soul Savers' Imposter. Dave Gahan is the lead singer for Depeche Mode. If you're expecting a Depeche Mode record, it's not it. This is soul, just a solid soul record. His voice, absolutely phenomenal. You hear his voice, you go, oh, that's Dave Gahan from Depeche Mode. The songs are totally different. Very bluesy, soulful, not keyboard, synth driven whatsoever. It is completely the opposite of Depeche Mode. It's all covers. Let me pull this out. He does a terrific version of Dark End of the Street, Lilac Wine, Metal Heart, I Held My Baby Last Night, Shut Me Down. He does a cover of Smile and a cover of Always on My Mind, which is, but really cool record. He's done one other album with Soul Savers. I think it's called Angels and Demons. I like both of them equally. They're both terrific solo records by Dave Gahan. This is okay. We're in the top. Yeah, we're in the top. Probably 6. No, top 10. This is a guy. I am out of breath. I need it. You guys hanging in there? We're at 18 minutes. Okay. I'll slow down. This guy I'm going to see in March because he is opening for a band I'm about to talk about. This is Madu Maktar. He is a guitarist from Africa, and this is his album Afrique Victim. Probably butchered that. If you like cool, interesting world music, guitar work, check this guy out. This guy is an incredible guitarist. There's some vocals on some of the songs that are in African. I believe he's from Nigeria. I'm not sure. He might be from Nigeria, but absolutely spectacular. You guys check this guy out. This is his second album, I believe. I could be wrong. I have one of his other ones, also really good, but this one is more accessible and a lot better. Going to see him in March. He is opening for somebody who's at the top of this list. So check him out. I've heard great reviews about him live. I heard he's absolutely wonderful live. So Madu Maktar. Next up, we'll do this one. It's got cat hair all over it. This is one of my favorite artists. This is John Grant. This is a boy from Michigan. This is his deluxe. This is the deluxe velvet covered box set. Terrific artist. If you don't know John Grant, you should check out some of his albums. He is sarcastic. He is humorous. He is poignant. He is a terrific arranger, and his vocals are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend his album Queen of Denmark. It's a wonderful record. That's the record that really got me into John Grant. That one is a little bit more, a few more ballads. This one has a lot of ballads on it too, a little slower songs. And then he has a couple of records in between there where he kind of gets a little funky with his synths and everything, but they're great too. He is just a wonderful artist and an interesting man. He has lived all over the world. He's been in Russia, and he grew up all over the world, I believe Iceland also. So yeah, this is John Grant. Very cool artist. I wish more people would talk about him. Wonderful artist. I'm gonna put my velvet box set over there. I would open that up, but it's got so many knickknacks and pieces of artwork, and there's playing cards and all kinds of weird shit. Okay, next up, I'm going to show this one next because, and I showed this in a video. This is a CD. It's not vinyl. This is a girl who I discovered a few years ago. Her name is Adia Victoria, and she had an album out called Silences, and I fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. And this is her newest one. This is called an American Gothic. Nope, a Southern Gothic. Close. She just released this about 2 months ago. I wanted to support her, so I went to her website and bought the CD. The vinyl doesn't come out until like March or April. So I'm sure I'll be showing it again, but check her out. Really cool artist, and definitely one of my favorite albums of 2021. Adia Victoria, a Southern Gothic. Pretty cool lady. Very soulful, a little folky soul, if that's possible. Wonderful vocalist. I think people would really like her. In fact, I showed her this CD in one of my vinyl finds from a few months ago, and I got a bunch of comments saying, wow, she's great. Thank you. So check her out, Adia Victoria. Next up, this moved up real quick to the top of the list. This is Courtney Barnett. Things Take Time. Another solid record from Courtney Barnett. I just think she's amazing. It's on blue vinyl. She's just one heck of an artist. I absolutely love her. When I first heard the record, I admit I was looking, oh, maybe not. And the more I listen to it, the more I love it. It is absolutely terrific. Her songwriting is advancing and it's maturing. She's the real deal. I think she's going to be around for a very long time making really good records. So Courtney Barnett, Things Take Time. Great record. Next up, another hot lady making hot music. This is Juliana Hatfield. Juliana Hatfield. This is called Blood. I don't want to say return to form because she kind of, she made those couple of albums where she did covers. She did 2 cover albums. She did one of The Police and one of Olivia Newton-John. And the Olivia Newton-John one was hot garbage. I did not like that. But the Police one was pretty good. I'm not a big fan of like cover records and stuff like that, but I thought she did a great job with the Police one. She picked some really good songs. She didn't do like all the hits. She kind of did a little bit of a deep dive on what songs she wanted to cover. And that was a good record. But this is This is back to Juliana Hatfield doing just solid rock and roll. This is on, I'll show this vinyl because this is pretty cool. I don't know if you can, of course the name of the album is Blood, and it's kind of like a blood splattered. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty cool. Great record, totally under the radar. I don't think people even knew it came out. I think she's wonderful. I love her guitar playing, and I love her songwriting, and I think she's got a lot to say. So Juliana Hatfield, Blood. Next. Okay, this was a Norman Maslov. Mazzy suggested this. This is, what is the name of this? This is called, oh gosh, I forget the name of it. This is Outlaw. Oh gosh, I can't even read. You know, getting old sucks, people. Okay. Anyway, Outlaw R&B. This is a band called Night Beats. Outlaw R&B, and it is a really cool record. A little psychedelic, little poppy, little folky. Great artwork. Mazzy showed this when he first got it, and I streamed it the next day and fell in love with it. It's on white vinyl. Absolutely one of my favorite albums of this year. Night Beats. Great record. We're getting down there. We're almost to the end. Oh, this is another Mazzy band that he turned me on to. This is a band called Elephantnine, and they are out of Norway. This is their album, Arrival of the New Elders. And they are, like I said, out of Norway. They are a psychedelic jam band. But they're not, not like Grateful Dead or Fish or anything like that. There's more jazz to it. It's more fusion. They're organ based. I mean, everything revolves around the organ on all their albums. Especially, they have a couple of live records. They said, I would say they're more like a Deep Purple than a Grateful Dead. Really interesting band. I've actually ended up getting, I think I have almost all their records now since Mazzy suggested this. You can get them on Amazon, but I would recommend just ordering them from like Room Gramophone. They have them all in stock, and they'll get them to you pretty quick. Then you don't have to order from Amazon if you don't like Amazon. But yeah, Elephantnine, really cool. If you like if Deep Purple were a jam band, it would be these guys. Very funky, very jazzy, but with a bunch of fusion mixed in, and then that organ, just that powerful organ. Fantastic stuff. One of my favorite albums of this year. Thank you, Mazzy. Thank you. Okay, next up. Okay, we're up to the final two. Okay, this was kind of hard, but for most of the year, this was my favorite album of the year. This is Matt Berry. This is Blue Elephant. A wonderful, folky, psychedelic pop record. Absolutely wonderful. I got not chastised, well, probably. I didn't know who Matt Berry was when I bought this record. Somebody told me to check this out, and I checked it out, and I went out and got it, and it turns out Matt Berry's very accomplished. He's got 5 or 6 albums. He's a singer-songwriter. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's a television actor. He's a producer. I had no idea who Matt Berry was, but now I do, and he rocks. He is awesome. All his albums are very different, though. He has no other albums that sound like this. They're all very different. So you're not getting the same thing. He'll probably never make another album like this, unfortunately, because I absolutely love this record. Blue Elephant by Matt Berry. Folky, psychedelic, pop. This is definitely my top 2 favorite albums of the year. I absolutely love this record. And now, yeah, my favorite album of the year. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite album of the year. This is Parque Courts. This is Sympathy for Life. Great album. I love Parque Courts. I love all their albums. I went to see them on probably their second tour, and I had their album. I had both their first album and their second album, and a bunch of us were like, we got to go see these guys. These guys are great. Very post-punk, but a little punky. Their first couple albums are more punk. This is more post-punk pop. And we went to see them, and we saw them in like some beer bar down on the south side. And I left the concert going, I don't know, they're okay. I just did not really, they did nothing for me live. Absolutely nothing for me live. And then they released another album, and I loved the album. There was just something about it. So I never went to see them again. And they've had a couple albums since, and they were all pretty solid. This one, though, blew me away. I absolutely love this record. I love the artwork. This packaging is great. There's a little book with lyrics and cool artwork. Solid. This cardboard, this packaging is great. This is, I would call it, they're still kind of in a post-punk band, but they're a little more upbeat, a little more, I don't want to say pop, but yeah, a little more post-punk pop, if that's a thing. I don't know. Great band. And this is a spectacular album. I absolutely love this record. I cannot stop playing it. It's going to be on the turntable for quite some time. I am going to see them in April or March. I think it's March. They are at the Riviera Theater right down the street from my house, which is great. And Madu Maktar, is the African guitarist I talked about earlier, is opening for them. And it's going to be great. I actually, when I got the tickets for the concert, I got them to see him because I had been talking to Richard at Calvin Wazoo, great channel, check him out. I had been talking to him, he lives in Chicago, and we're going to go see, we got tickets to see him. And then he hadn't heard of Parque Courts, and I said, well, they're pretty good. And then the new album came out, and I was like, oh my God. I wasn't even planning on staying for Parque Courts. I was just going to see the opener and leave, but no, not now. This is my favorite album of the year. Parque Courts, Sympathy for Life. Great record. Guys, pick this up, check them out. I think the tour starts in a couple of weeks. Great band. So that's it, 2021, we're done. Good year for music, right? I think there was a lot of good music. There were a couple of honorable mentions. I think I wanted to mention the Lindsey Buckingham record is really good. I'm not a big Lindsey Buckingham fan. That's not my era of Fleetwood Mac that I like. I prefer the earlier stuff. But I've been streaming it. Pretty cool stuff. I like that. And there's a couple other things I've been listening to, but nothing that's really, well, I just did 21 records, obviously. That's enough. That's it. So you guys have a great new year. Have a great holiday. Thanks for sticking with me throughout this weirdness of video making and all that. I hope I say it enough. I appreciate everyone who's watching and subbing and liking and disliking and commenting and snide remarks. You guys are awesome, and I never dreamed I would be doing this 9 months later. Had no idea. I thought it would be over in a couple of weeks. So thank you again. Thank you everyone who watches, subs, likes. You know who you are. Take care. We will see you very soon in 2022.